This one I'm excited about, Mike. This is a revisit of Talisker 10.
I'm just here to drink.
Talisker 10, one of my favorite whiskeys. We reviewed it once before, but it was an old oxidized bottle. Mike asked in that video if I rated it so high and it was oxidized, what would I do with a fresh bottle? Well, we are about to find out.
I'm gonna have to science the shit out of this.
Welcome back to Brolic Whiskey. I'm Metahuman Dave.
Just Mike, just drinking, just gonna enjoy.
So beautiful. Such a beautiful smell. The nose on this one.
Yeah.
The peatiness, the brininess that you're expected to get. By the way, if you have not watched our first review of Talisker 10, click right here. That's where we talk a little bit more about the history of the whiskey as well. We're just going to talk about taste today.
I don't think the smell is that much different, to be honest with you.
Oh, it smells so beautiful.
I don't think the smell was altered from the first one, because obviously the first one's oxidized, blah, 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 open bottle. But I think it smells just as fine. Just fresh bottle, old bottle.
By the way, this was donated by the one and only
Who?
Mr. Johnny Brolic.
Who?
He gave us a fresh, cute little size bottle. This is a 200 ml. There's a reason why I always put this one in my top 3. It tastes so good. It's not a punch in the face of peat like an Ardbeg or Lefroy. It hits you with just the right amount of peat that I often say this could possibly be a perfect intro to peat for people who have never had peated whiskey. Because to me at least, Talisker is so balanced between being sweet, being smoky, and having just a little touch of saltiness, aka brininess, the maritime flavors you get from being on the Island of Skye.
And honestly, this is probably the only one that I actually get that brininess flavor from. Like you said it before and others, I don't get any of that. This one, I get a hint of it. And again, I drank that what?
So good.
I probably drank that 30 seconds ago, and I'm still getting the flavor notes. I'm still getting all that enjoyment. It's fantastic.
This is arguably my number 2, but I flip-flop. I always say Lefroy, but sometimes you don't want to get punched with so much smoke, and that's why it's hard. I flip-flop between Lefroy again and Talisker being my favorite whiskey. The reason we wanted to revisit this was in the first video, Mike said he didn't taste any of the brininess, and I said that is the oxidation that occurred. The oxidation took away the brininess, so we wanted to revisit it with a fresh bottle, and now he's saying he gets a little of that saltiness. So this is already a win. So we hit what we achieved.
This is a win. It's. I'm gonna say it does feel like it's more complex. You get, I mean, that oiliness, that duration. It just tastes good. God damn it. I don't know what to say any more than what we've probably already said. I mean, how many more kudos can you give to this thing?
It's so delicious.
Yeah, you know what? I am a fan of the Port Charlotte. That one is much more smokier, but this stands hand in hand with it for me. It's just such a beautiful flavor.
And I don't really have much to compare this one to. Like, some people ask me, can you tell me what, if I like this, I'm going to like that? But I kind of think the Talisker almost stands on its own 2 feet. Like, it's a lot less smoky than even a Lagavulin, right?
Okay.
There's no other whiskey that hits it at this peat level and
But
the sweetness. So
it doesn't try and hide the peat. It doesn't try and run away from it. It's there.
it's balanced.
Yeah, it's there. It's wonderful. If you haven't tried it, you just have to try it. This is one of those gotta have drinks.
Yeah.
You gotta do this at some point in your life. I mean, if you're gonna drink whiskey, you gotta do it.
What's your score, buddy?
Oh, God. I'm probably gonna throw out that 9.3, 9.4.
This is Mike's highest score in
Is it
whiskey.
really?
Yes, because
Wow.
I think I would have to double check, but I think your Port Charlotte only got a solid flat 9.
Really? Okay.
He almost scored higher than me on this one because I said the first time we had it, I remember I scored it a 9.2.
Mm-hmm.
This, out of a fresh bottle, it gets bumped to a 9.5.
Gotcha.
Which
Wow.
might be my highest score. I'm not sure. I really need to pay attention to this stuff.
But I'm a fan of the peats.
It's delicious.
I'm a fan of the clean tasting whiskeys when it tastes like someone did it right. I'm a fan of the duration. This has all those.
And Johnny Brolic, thank you so much for hooking us up with this bottle because, man, do I feel spoiled right now being able to taste this again. I love Talisker 10, and I've been told by numerous people if I love Talisker 10, I'm going to be blown away when I try the 18. Have not had the opportunity to try that one, but that one comes with a much higher price tag. This one is normally pretty expensive too. I mean, on average, I normally see people selling it for $65, $70. I actually don't even know what Top Shelf sells it for. I forgot to look. But the cheapest place I ever personally seen it, Albertsons, which is a grocery store close to us, they'll sell it on sale for like $55. And of all places, I admit, Flaviar's not usually great on bottle pricing. Some of their stuff is kind of crazy. But they had one of the lowest prices that I've seen on Talisker 10.
Cool. Good news there.
What do you think with the water?
I can't knock it. I really can't. I typically hate it with water.
Mm-hmm.
I can't knock it. On the nose, to me it got sweeter on the nose.
Buttery.
Yes. You get a buttery and you get that creaminess now. It's not
Yeah.
oily, it's creamy. So it has a thickness when you add water, which is absurd. Like, that shouldn't happen that way.
Like a salted butter.
Okay, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You add water and it gets creamier, but I really enjoy it like that. I think it got a little bit sweeter. I think the smoke got pushed to the back end of the palate. So on the very end of the duration, it gets, yeah, you'll get that.
Mike's not much of a beginner anymore, is he?
He can't be taught.
He's able to describe things perfectly now, because that's kind of what I got too, is the smoke didn't appear until the finish. Like you already swallowed the drink, and that's when the smoke appears.
Yeah, it's
good.
still there. It's still there. It's tingling. It's numbing. It's great.
Which is the type of whiskey that you don't need to chug. You can have a conversation and
Yeah.
sip on a single dram, and it's going to last you a good 20-30 minutes of enjoying
this
it.
This is if you have someone that you enjoy speaking about life with and talking to and either passing on wisdom or receiving wisdom, this is what you're drinking.
And that is an encouraging thought.
This is real stuff. Wow.
This was the best Christmas present my mom ever bought me. She bought me this the first time I ever tried Talisker 10. Was a Christmas present. And man, is it a good damn whiskey. Now,
Yeah, she buys me Talisker. I'll call her mom too. Wow.
what would your score with the water be?
That's a tough one. I am going to drop it.
Mhm.
I think neat is a better way to drink it, but it's hard to fault it. So I'm going to take it right around 8-9. I'm going to put it right under that 9.
Wow.
8-9.
He's extremely high on this one compared to myself.
I think this might be the only one that we've liked with water. Like, actually appreciate it.
Yes.
And not just said, for adding water, it's pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah. No, this is actually
It's
good.
still really good.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy because if you do watch that video that I told you to click above for the first time, neither one of us liked it with water.
Oh, wow.
With the oxidized bottle. We actually both scored it a 4. He scored it, what was it, 8.9?
Yes.
8.2 for me.
Wow.
That's a high score.
That's
For this.
That's got to be the absolute highest we've ever scored for anything with water.
Without looking at the spreadsheet, I think you might be correct.
Man. Okay. Well, I'm just going to enjoy this right now.
Moving on to the final way in the Canadian Glencairn with the Johnny Brolic ice cubes. because he didn't want to hear the clinking of the little ones. Look at that. That one fell right in. Will this one? Yes!
That is a mighty fine drink.
You don't get the good squeak out of this one, though, with the little tiny mouth opening.
Alright. I'm not going to be obnoxious this time around.
Just because we have to respect the unofficial sponsor of the channel.
Yeah, we're just going to name this Johnny's channel soon.
You still get all the peat.
Oh, mine's been buried.
But, and it's going to sound weird, he's said it in the past, so I'm going to say it first. Wet dog.
Is that what you're getting?
Yeah. Wet dog.
I'm getting driftwood. I mean, this is like old wood that there's like nothing to it anymore. It's lived its life. It's now just dried out and nothing. Yeah, there is a little bit of a wet animal in there. Yeah. Yeah, that's a shame. All right, well, let's hope it's better in the mouth.
The smell is not exactly ideal.
Wow.
What's the wow? The wow could go either way with Mike.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going the other.
Yeah.
I am not impressed with the ice cube. It took everything away.
Yeah.
Texture-wise, it's like water now. Texturally, there's not that oiliness, there's no creaminess, there's nothing to it now. It's like liquid drinking, that's it.
I don't know what those words mean. Mike, are you in the middle of some sort of aneurysm?
There's nothing else with
Liquid
it.
drinking.
Yeah. There's nothing that sticks around. It just down your throat and gone. Flavor's been subdued a lot to me. I don't know how much residue is left over from the two ways we did before, but there's very little of that smokiness now. It's the one high note about it is gone. The biggest high note.
So there has always been a common denominator to all peated whiskeys that we've done, and we never like it on the rocks. And this is one of them. Delicious neat. Yeah. Still incredibly good with the water. But the ice, the cooling down of the
Kills
temperature
it.
and the minute dilution that the ice also gives just does something to this that does it no favors whatsoever. People that tend to always go to whiskey on the rocks right away, I don't know, you're missing out on some delicious whiskey because this one gets ruined right away. You have to think of the average beginner whiskey drinker. A lot of them tend to think, if I put it on ice, it's going to take out some of the harsher flavor notes that whiskey has. But what we've kind of found out is it's quite the opposite. The ice actually brings out the harsher notes.
I think it does.
So don't be afraid to try your whiskeys neat.
Always try it neat, then add ice later.
That's exactly it. If you're ordering a whiskey for the first time at a bar, you can get it neat. And if for some reason you don't like it and you add a drop of water, you still don't like it, then you simply ask, hey, can I get a glass of ice? Boom. And then you try it the third way.
Yeah.
But if you go this way first, there's no backtracking. And you might have just ruined a delicious whiskey.
Yeah, if you
Case in point.
if you would have had this with ice right off the bat as your first drink, you might have just
Given up
shunned
whiskey?
Talisker forever.
Yeah,
You might have
or-
just walked away from Talisker, which is, man,
A shame.
it's fantastic. Yeah.
What would you give this on ice?
You know what? I'm probably gonna take it down to like a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not too far off on our scores again because I was hoping you weren't going to say, oh, it's a 1.
No.
It's not that bad. It's just that it's not Talisker. So yeah, I'm probably going to go to 4 as well, which is possibly the same score that we gave the first time.
Could be. I mean, this might be a 4 just off of the legacy of the first 2 drinks. I might have had enough of that left over from the first 2 drinks where that actually made it good.
Drinking this neat is arguably, in my opinion, one of the best whiskeys out there.
Yeah, that's a shame.
And
That's a shame.
this is coming in at 45.8, so let's just call it 46%. It's close enough rounding up. 46%, that alone is kind of amazing to me that one of my favorite whiskeys still comes in at
I think that might be a sweet spot. For
That
me.
might be the sweet spot, indeed. I don't know what the ABV is on that, but one day we will review that one for you guys.
Yeah, maybe next year when the taxes aren't so bad. I had to pay this year. It hurts.
I'm looking forward to it.
I had to pay. All right, we're
Well,
out of here. We're done.
we got to say thank you to Johnny Brolic once again for hooking us up with the bottle, hooking up with the new ice.
Yeah. Thank you for that bottle. Appreciate that bottle.
Mike's gonna hit you up with the
Chopsticks.
chopsticks.